And welcome. This is Your City in Action here on Salina Community Access TV. I'm your host, Todd Pittenger, from the Rockingham Media Group of radio stations. Most notably, I'm the news director for News Radio 1150 KSAL Radio here in Salina. With us, another special guest, Vanessa. We've done this a few times now. You're getting old hat at this. Vanessa Cowie, the Animal Services Manager from the Salina Animal Shelter. Vanessa, thank you for joining us.
Thank for having me.
How are things going at the animal shelter?
Oh, great. Chaos.
Right. Absolutely. Organized chaos,
Organized
right?
chaos.
You've got it all under control.
Yeah, it never seems like it, but we do, yeah.
You have lots of dogs there. You have lots of cats. You've got other animals in there as well. Last time we spoke, we talked about dogs. Let's talk about cats a little bit. We talked a little bit off camera. Too much of a good thing, maybe? You've had too many cats, right?
Yeah.
You've had a lot of cats.
I don't want to use the word catastrophe.
Right, but
That's what it
because
feels
that
like.
would just be corny.
Pun intended.
Right.
And it's something that we dealt with, but it's something that maybe the community, we can work together on maybe minimizing the cat crisis that
Right.
is in Salina and surrounding neighborhoods.
And you say cat crisis, give me some numbers. Give me the low numbers and then the high numbers. Because you set a record you don't want to set recently, right?
Yeah, we set a very significant record. So we average about 130 cats a month come into our facility. Now, it's not static.
Right.
You know, we get less cats through the wintertime. We get maybe 80, 85 a month in the winter, and it'll get up to, 160, 170 a month in the summertime.
Right. Why is that?
It's seasonal,
Is
so
it?
it's to do with the reproduction rates of
Okay.
cats.
Well, and it's also
the
because
birds
when
and
it's
the bees.
cold out, I want my cat to keep my feet warm. I'm not going to get rid of her,
It's
right?
not out there. They also don't really multiply
Right.
during the wintertime, so we're not getting the babies in.
Right.
But what we found this year was when we hit May, we got 189 cats
Wow.
in 1 month, and that was the most cats we'd ever received in over a decade
Right.
in our facility. We thought, wow, that's a record we don't want to set. Let's focus
Right.
on reducing those intakes. And then August hits,
Right.
we broke the record again.
So more than 189, huh?
233 cats.
Wow. Not only did you break the record, you crushed it.
Crushed it in 30 days.
Right.
And so to break the record twice in 1 year is, hang on a second.
Yeah.
What are we not doing to reduce the number of unwanted pets in this community? So we kind of thought about, well, why is it happening? Can you fix it without knowing why?
I don't think you can.
Yeah. So there was a lot of kind of digging through the numbers, and we're still doing it. Obviously, the year is not over, but we're crunching numbers, and we found that they did reproduce more than once this year.
Okay.
So kitties can multiply again and again and again.
All right.
If the climate allows.
Yes,
This
frisky
year,
kitties, right?
Frisky kitties. So if we have an early spring and we have kind of a late winter.
Right, which is kind of what we had this year.
Yeah, kitty cat families kind of double up. We're also seeing that the litters are a little larger than normal. So survival rate is
Right.
higher. Maybe we're taking care of them better.
Which is a mixed blessing, right?
right.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, they're living.
They're
It's like-
living, there's more of them, but there's more of them to adopt out and more of them that don't have homes, right?
Exactly. The other thing that's really hurtful is that they don't get reclaimed. So cats have a very low reclaim rate. It's usually less than 10%.
Right.
Dogs, we can expect about 70%. Now, you're not going to come in and claim a litter of kittens
Right.
that are 3 weeks old. So that's a 0% reclaim.
Yes.
So we're looking at doing some kind of progressive programs that especially will focus on in the wintertime, because obviously our workload is very high in the summer.
Yes.
It wouldn't make sense to try and fix something that's already broke.
Yep.
We're going to try and preventative
Right.
measures.
Make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, so we've been connecting with some different universities that have done some different studies. TNR is a very popular program that a lot of cities have, and we're looking at implementing that on at least a small scale. We've been doing it here and there in Salina, but we're looking at really ramping it up a little this winter time. And then we'll track the data and see if we really did reduce the numbers of kittens born out on the street. So we're looking at that. We've also been looking at our barn cat program. I don't know if you're
Right.
familiar with that.
I am not. It sounds intriguing. I mean, is it as simple as it sounds?
It's kind of, it's for kitties who
Right.
fail to be good house cats.
Yes, right.
Maybe they have an attitude problem. Maybe they were never pets in the first place.
Right.
So we have a lot of free roaming cats in this community,
Yes.
and you just can't keep them inside. So what we do is we spay and neuter them, of course. We vaccinate them and we microchip them, and then we find farmers who are willing to give those kitties a home in return for catching some mice. It turned out to be a pretty successful program in the first year.
Right.
We're looking at ramping it up a little more, and rather than just getting these cats that are not good house cats, actively seeking them out. in the community.
Right.
Finding where those problem cats are before they have kittens, bringing them in, spaying and neutering them, and then actually relocating them outside of the city of Salina. Because it turns out that these farmers will take a lot more than they already are taking.
Right.
And we're getting more and more farmers join the program. So it's been pretty exciting.
And for cats like these, I would think it's a great life. They have shelter, and they have food, and they have a chance to stay active and catch mice and other little bugs and critters, I would guess, right?
Yeah, and they're not dodging traffic,
Right.
you know, because it's not ideal to have cats in an
No,
urban
not at
environment.
all.
And I don't advocate for just eradicating them.
No.
But I think through combinations of relocation as well as TNR, which is trap, neuter, and return. So if there is somewhere in the city where that colony of cats isn't creating a nuisance, we can maintain it there, but make them not reproductive.
Right.
Which will eventually, through attrition, that colony will go away. So we're not looking at increasing the number of free roaming cats. We're looking at decreasing it humanely over time and really tracking the data.
Obviously, you're not set up to have and house over 200 cats at the same time. How'd you do it? How'd you handle it?
Foster homes. We had foster homes come out of the woodwork. We did not have enough, though. Some of the foster homes were really overburdened. Fostering is a great way to give back, especially if you have maybe school-aged children at home.
Right.
It's a really good project for them. The kittens come to you at about 2 to 3 weeks old, and then you raise them up until they're 8 weeks, and they weigh about 2 pounds. And then you see them go off, get spayed, neutered, and they get a new life, and then you get a couple more.
You keep them when they're cute. The
Exactly.
cuteness never wears off, right?
Exactly. And we don't try to overwhelm you. You know, if someone says, I can only have 2, you know, you'll have 2. We provide all the food, all the veterinary care, all the litter, all the know-how. You just provide the love. And it really makes a difference, and it's saving lives. And it is only really a summer program.
Right. But what if someone says, you know what, I can't do it. I love this cat. I just can't give it back. Can I adopt it and keep it? Do you let them?
We do let them.
Yes.
That's called foster failing.
Right.
You're a foster failure.
Right.
But that doesn't mean you're a bad pet owner. And so, yeah, we do let you go ahead and adopt your kitty and keep it. The frustrating thing that happens is our fosters adopt so many that then they're unable to foster.
Right.
And you can save many more lives if you're able to recycle like that and get the next litter in. So I have one foster who in the last 12 months has fostered over 100 kittens.
Wow.
And she's incredible. Now she'll have double digits at
Yes.
a time. She's very well set up,
Yes.
just an excellent lady.
So she's a cat lady in a good way, right?
Her and her
Yes.
husband are retirees, and this is what they do. And they also do transport animals for us as well, so they're a big help.
Again, we are speaking with Vanessa Cowie here on Your City in Action on Community Access TV. Vanessa Cowie, the Animal Services Manager at the Salina Animal Shelter. You're a no-kill shelter. I am proud when I tell people of the Salina Animal Shelter. One of the reasons I'm proud is because it's a no-kill shelter. It's one of the first things you did. You turned it into a no-kill shelter.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So it's difficult, especially when you're a municipal facility. So municipal facilities are open admission. We are required to accept what comes to the door from our taxpayers.
You can't pick and choose, right?
Yeah, we can't pick, okay, this one's going to be highly adoptable, we'll have that one. Oh, no, that
This
one, no
is
thanks.
an older dog.
This is an
Nobody
older
wants
dog.
that one, so you're on your own there.
Yeah, so old dogs and old cats are welcome from Saline County. And so things like seasonal intake really hit us. We can't just turn them away when we're full.
Right.
But no-kill has been great for us. It's helped us get more support in the community as well.
Right.
I think it's what our citizens really
Yes,
expected
right.
of us.
And I jokingly call you the dog catcher because that's what it used to be known as. It was the dog pound, and the dog catcher worked at the dog pound. Well, those days are over. It's not the dog pound. You're not the dog catcher. It really is the animal shelter. You get these animals in, you and your staff show these animals love, and you get them adopted. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. It's more of a service that we provide.
Right.
So we do more than just catch dogs, obviously.
Yes.
And we adopt out twice as many cats than dogs.
Well, you got twice as many cats than dogs, it seems like.
Exactly. So I joke that we're actually the cat pound.
Right.
And we're the cat catchers. But it's more than just that. And if you have any questions about wildlife,
Right.
or you're worried about an injured animal in your neighborhood, or you're worried that maybe someone's not caring for their pet, give us a call. Talk to one of us over the phone. We can either set your mind at ease that everything's okay, or we can get out there and make sure it is okay.
Now, tell me about the facility. We've talked before. You've upgraded your facilities for your dogs. You've got new kennels, new floors. last time I spoke with you, there were plans in the works to do that for the cats. Give me an update on that.
The kitty cat room is coming
Yes.
along, so we've got new kennels that we're ready to install, new cabinetry. When it's all finished, we hope that it's not only a more pleasing environment for our visitors and our guests, but also for the cats. The thing about cats is they stress very easily.
Right.
And so you might think, well, Vanessa's really spoiling these cats. It's actually a better use of resources that they're happy and healthy rather than stressed and cramped. So it looks like they have penthouse suites,
Right.
and they kind of do. But it's more efficient that way, it's more humane.
You can't do it with a lot of volunteer help, with a lot of help from the community. Tell me about the Friends of the Animal Shelter organization and the work they do behind the scenes every day that nobody knows.
They are an incredible group of people. They really are. You can apply at our front desk. It's a $10 fee. You'll be orientated and
Right.
you'll be taught the ropes. You only do what you're comfortable doing.
Right.
It turns out that after a while you get more and more comfortable and you stop
Right.
doing everything.
Right.
It's addictive.
Right.
It really is, because you feel
So
like
I can spend
you're-
my weekends exercising the dogs if I want, right? Or the cats, or petting the dogs, petting the cats, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it's not the dirty jobs.
Right. I don't have to scoop the cages.
No, you know,
Right.
it's like we have people that do that.
And I'm sorry, they're not cages, they're kennels, they're
Kennels.
enclosures, right?
Yeah. So we have people that do that, but volunteers help with laundry. They do help clean kennels every now and again, but one of the things I really value is they're able to interact with the public and really tell the public about the pets, that the staff are not really aware of their individual personalities.
Right.
And the volunteers are there to really get to know them, and they're almost like little car salesmen. You know, we joke that they
Yep.
should get commission.
Right.
You know? And the commission they get is that warm feeling that that
Yes.
pet got a home.
Absolutely, yes,
Yeah.
because that's the goal. These pets, you come in, you make sure that they're healthy, and then you make sure that they get love and they go to a home where they're going to have a good life, right?
Absolutely. And it's easier to adopt from us than you might think, too. A lot
Right.
of people think that it's very difficult to adopt. It's not. It's one-page paper.
Right.
Come in and visit us, meet the animals.
All right, and that leads me into my final question. We've been talking about cats on this show. You've had too many cats. What's the process of adopting a cat? How easy is it? Walk me through from when I walk in the door, from when I have the cat in my arms and I'm headed home.
When you walk in, you can self-guide yourself through the cat room. You can meet all the cats yourself. You can open up the kennels. We've already made sure that they're happy, healthy, and friendly. You don't have to worry about that. You can read a little bit about them. Once you pick out your cat, you complete one page at the front desk. It's a one-page application. We approve it immediately.
Right.
You know, so there's no waiting time. The fees on cats average $25, and they're spayed, neutered, microchipped, ready to go. We even box them up in a little to-go box for you.
Very nice, very nice.
And away you go. So once you've picked out your cat to leaving, it takes about 15 minutes. It's pretty quick. And, you know, don't be concerned that it's not going to work out in your home or you have to bring it back, because we completely support you just staying connected with us. And if it's not the right fit, it's not the right fit. We can try another one. Yeah, it's a very easy, low pressure, low stress process.
Vanessa Cowie, Animal Services Manager from the Salina Animal Shelter. Thank you for the work you do there. It's a better community because of the work you and you people do at the Salina Animal Shelter. So thank you for joining us today. This has been Your City in Action here on Community Access TV, and thank you for watching.